Good morning, guys. It's 5:44. I'm taking my time getting out of camp because the shuttle won't be here till 11:30, and I have like 5 miles to go. I was looking at my bruises. Sorry, my legs are hairy and pale. I have more bruises and sores and cuts and stuff on me in New Hampshire than I've had the entire time on trail to date. Like combined, I have more stuff on me than I have. Yeah, New Hampshire's been brutal. That one was hurting really bad in my shoes. That's where my foot just slipped and smacked a rock, which seems to happen a lot. Anyway, fun stuff. 7:04. That was the Osgood tent site I was at. You can remember the name? Alright, so I'm going that way. Looks like, I don't remember how many miles, but I think it's about 5. But I also think it's about a 1,000-foot climb. So, what? A white blaze? No way. Anyway, I'll go ahead and peek at the map just to see what I gotta do today. Yeah, I've got some climbs. One of them's like 500 feet. Looks like it might get a little steep just toward the end, but otherwise everything looks pretty gradual up and down. But for all I know, it could be rock climbing. Yeah, I'm going to put the phone away. It stormed and rained all night last night. And I've been having this problem where for the last 3 days, my left arm is going numb when I'm sleeping. Alright, let me put the phone away. Of course, the trail is just going to be rocks, of course. So I'll just, okay, so I'm a side sleeper and I sleep with my arms flexed at the elbow, and usually I just kind of toss and turn one side to the other. And my left arm has gone numb, 5 times a night at least. And so I'm trying to like sleep with it straight and all this kind of stuff, and it just keeps going numb. And I don't know if it's because I'm using my arms now to rock climb, like if there's something that's inflamed and pressing on my nerves. I mean, I just don't know. I just know this has never happened before, and it's happened about 5-10 times a night for the last 3 nights. My right one did it the other day, but last night it was only my left one. Yeah, so I'm not having a pleasant experience at the moment, and I'm not getting any sleep. Got a huge water crossing. I haven't checked far out because I don't actually know, but I am supposed to cross it. It'd be nice if they'd put up a blaze or something. This does not look like fun. That looks very slippery, guys. I made it. I walked up and down forever, got through halfway and slipped around a lot. Yeah. I don't know who thinks it's a good idea to make that the trail, but I think that was the final straw. I'm quitting. I'm not doing this anymore. Well, they had the decency to put up a bridge for this one. Doesn't look any worse than the last one. Surprised they don't make us hop over that one too. I think that's skinnier than the last one. Here's the trail. It's downhill. The rocks in these roots are just all incredibly slippery. It's taken me a while. I'm going pretty slow. I'm gonna make up my mind to quit. Of course, it's just a slippery rock climb, straight up. Of course it is. It's 9:05. I'm going to the Pinkham Notch to get picked up, so I've got 1.9 miles to go. It's raining. So yeah, last 1.9 miles of the AT. Should be pretty easy going too. I mean, it might be rocky and stuff for all I know, but there's no significant up or down. It's just kind of a little bit all over. These things are slippery, by the way. Yeah, almost done. 3D map thing. Check it out. Oh, wildcats. Oh, slime. There. I don't know where it came from, but there's Mount Washington. Osgood Junction over there. Oh, there's Madison Hut. Okay, so let's see. So there's Lake of the Clouds Hut where I stayed. So I climbed up there and apparently went this way. Ending over there at Madison. And then hanging down Madison. inside. So I did all that yesterday. And now I'm there. So I got this bowl of vegetarian chili, beans and carrots and celery and quinoa. It's awesome. Tomatoes. It's delicious too. Hey guys, I'm sitting here at Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. The hostel will be here at 11:30 to pick me up, so I have about an hour. I thought I would talk about, I don't know, the past few days and I guess what's been going through my mind and why I decided to quit. So I want to I guess start off saying I've been wanting to hike this trail for many years, but I guess I didn't know that I was scared of rock climbing because I hadn't really experienced it before. I don't think I realized how much rock climbing was involved with the trail because I thought it was a hiking trail, and I don't think many people even talk about it. They say New Hampshire is hard and Southern Maine is the hardest part, but I didn't realize just how much rock climbing. I've heard of the little things like Knife's Edge on Mount Katahdin and Mahoosic Notch and stuff like that, but I just don't think I put it together, and I didn't think I was afraid of it. And I thought by the time I got here I'd be prepared. So, moving on, the first day I entered this last section, I did the Franconia Ridge, and it was beautiful. And there was some rock climbing up and down. Me and a couple other hikers were up there, and we heard thunder, so we decided we needed to hurry and get below tree line. And by hurry and get below tree line, I'm talking like a mile an hour. Like, it's not fast hiking, it's rock scrambles, butt sliding, like rock climbing type of stuff. So then we got to, I should say, climbing up Mount Garfield, or Garfield Mountain. And so there's a lot of people around here. I was by myself at this point. There was a hiker, I'd been with two people mostly on the ridgeline. One guy was much faster than me and he hiked on. One of the other guys was behind me at some point. I saw him fall 3 times that day and I haven't seen him since, and I hope he's okay. So I got to this part of when I was about to climb, or was on Garfield. It was rock climbing, extremely steep. I got to this slab and all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. This has never happened to me before. I don't have asthma that I know of. I've never had a panic attack in my life, and I just kind of started like I couldn't breathe. It was terrifying. It was as if my body was having a physiological reaction to this rock slab that I was scared of before I even mentally was scared of it. Because at this point in my mind, I was just ready to be done for the day. I was just trying to hurry, in a sense. I wasn't like exhausted, and I wasn't huffing and puffing because I was moving too slow to be tired in that way. Physically tired. I wasn't or anything like that. I couldn't go that fast on this climb. But anyway, I'd gotten to the slab. It was really weird. It was as if I just couldn't breathe. No chest pain or none of those other things that people seem to associate with a panic attack. I'm like, oh, what is happening? Like this fear. I've never had this before. And I didn't tell anybody except my husband about this. And so I'm by myself, and I'm like, well, I don't have an inhaler because I don't have asthma. I'm completely alone, so I need to just breathe. So I just kind of, a few times, and it resolved as quickly as it came on, and I still don't know what it was about. My husband said maybe it's just something to do with being at higher elevation too. I have no idea. It was as if I had a panic attack, but I wasn't extremely even scared until I couldn't breathe. It was really weird. So it only lasted like a minute total for all of it, and then I was okay, and then I got out of there. So I had to climb over Mount Garfield, rock climb over Mount Garfield. It's horrible. And it's just been kind of like that ever since. Not the panic or none of that, but I didn't realize that there was so much rock climbing. Mount Jackson was horrible. There was this rock slab that was very high. I showed a video and I had tried to start climbing on the right side of it. I feel like I got, 10 feet up, and then just pretty much couldn't grip anything and slid back down, and then tried on the left side. I might have said some bad words. And this poor hiker on the very top, she's like, are you okay? And I'm just like, I was not having it. So eventually I did get up that horrible slab. most of the time it's easier to go down than it is to go up, but sometimes you can't even go up. There's nothing to hold on to. I don't understand how they even expect it to be possible. Somehow I made it up. I don't even know. So that was horrible. Yesterday, beyond that, so yesterday, my days are all messed up, but when I chose to go from that one hut, Mitzvah hut, to Lake of the Clouds hut, that part was fine. Even Mount Pierce was fine. Very little rock climbing. Great. No problem whatsoever. Mount Washington and Mount Madison, neither one were terribly either. But for Washington, I was just kind of scared. It was supposed to storm in the afternoon. Of course, the weather reports are very generic. They don't give times. I just know I need to get up and over before the storms come. I tried to ask a guy if I could hike with him, and he was kind of like, well, I need to do this, and I need to get to this before this. In other words, no. And I didn't really want to hike it by myself because I was scared. I didn't have a choice. So I get up there. I didn't have any problems. I mean, I hated it. It was just a bunch of boulders, and there's no dirt or anything between the boulders, so it's hard to use trekking poles because they would just go through the boulders, or you might be able to balance them, but it would take a very long time because then you have to like put your pole on one, on another rock and hike. You can't just do it like you're hiking on normal ground because there's no normal ground. You either hit a rock or you go between the rocks because there's only air between these rocks. So you could never have 3 points of balance at once, pretty much, on this entire climb. But I made it up to Mount Washington. I didn't have any problems. It never rained. It was just very wet, damp because of the clouds and stuff. I was in the layer of clouds, I guess. And then it's like as soon as I got to the summit, I couldn't see anything anymore. So I found that one place to kind of hide out of the wind. I wasn't extremely cold. I had rain gear on and stuff just to be safe. Water was dripping down, so I'd covered myself with some plastic. And I thought I would just wait till the visitor center was open, see if there's a better weather report. Wait for it to clear out enough so I could see, like, even where the trail goes. I couldn't even see where the trail goes, so I was kind of stuck there. I was alone. There was not a single person on the top of this mountain. I wandered around because I at least have the app on my phone. I can see how to get back to the trail, like see if I'm moving closer or further, so I wasn't just wandering aimlessly where I couldn't see. I'd find buildings and stuff, try doors, none of them were open. So I sat there for a while. I waited until 8. The visitor center still wasn't open, walked back. And like 8:30 or something, I called them and they said they open at 9. Well, then a couple of hikers came up by where I was. That's how I knew where I was going. And it looked like it had actually started to clear up a little bit, and they said I can hike down with them, and I'm very grateful for them because I was a little scared. So I hiked down Mount Washington with them, but the whole time I was sitting there, I had thoughts that I would probably just take the train out of Mount Washington and quit at that point. Yeah. I wasn't like horribly terrified, but I just knew the rock climbing wasn't going to end. So then I got to Madison Hut, and someone before I even got to the white said if you're ever in trouble, you can take the supply roads out of all of the huts, because all of those, I guess, huts have a car that drives to them to give them their supplies. So even getting to Madison Hut, I told myself, well, maybe I'll just take the road down and quit then. But I get to Madison. It was early enough that I had, even if at 1 mile an hour, I could get over it before the clouds came. And it wasn't bad because the rocks were textured. That wasn't bad at all either. Except I get to the climb, the top, and I follow some cairns down, and apparently the wrong set of cairns, but there's no other trail, at least on my map or my guide. So how would I have ever known I wasn't on the trail? There was more than one, but it wasn't indicated that there was. So that was annoying. So anyway, all is said and done, I hiked with a couple of guys last night to get to the Osgood campsite. My goal was kind of to get here, but it was just too difficult. And I didn't really have to get here. So with all of that in mind, I absolutely did not like the whites. I hate rock climbing more than I realized. So in addition to that, I don't have health insurance. So I'm kind of out there saying, oh my gosh, just one wrong step and like I would have to file for bankruptcy because I'd have to push my SOS button. That's going to cost what, $10,000-$20,000 to push that button. Plus who knows how much in medical bills, and I don't have health insurance, so I'd have to file for bankruptcy. And I have all this stress on my brain. My husband and I, neither one have jobs. So if something were to happen to me and I can't work, we're just doomed. And it's not that he's lazy, he's not at all. He's actually wonderful, but he just can't find a job. We've been in Hawaii for 4.5 years. There's just no jobs. There's no remote jobs, no online jobs, just can't find a job. So I'm also pretty much the source of income. So I don't have a job, I don't have health insurance. If I could have slack packed this section, which apparently is doable because I follow Pink Hot Dog and Mushroom, there's some AT thru hikers, and they slack packed it. So with enough money, you can slack pack this and do shorter miles and have easier days on the rock climbing parts. But I don't have that luxury. So I'm just kind of doing the best I can. But I've gotten to the point that I realized I am afraid of rock climbing. I watched some videos last night of what to expect, like out of the wildcats and stuff. I have the option at this hostel to slack pack 21 miles through the wildcats, but I can't. If it's rock climbing, even without a pack, I don't think I could do 21 miles. And then I'd be stuck out there with nothing. But if I have to wear a pack, then I can't do it either, because the one thing about wearing a pack is, you know, if you lose your footing when you're trying to climb up the rock slab, not only do you kind of jerk, but your pack also jerks, and then you jerk even more. And that happens, and it's horrible. So that is pretty much why I've decided to get off trail. I didn't know there was so much rock climbing, and I didn't know I was afraid of rock climbing. But I'm not even to the hardest part of the trail yet, and I feel like I've had so much mental suffering the last couple of days because of all of this that I've decided I can't go on. So I hope that helps. I guess I could also say that my reasoning for wanting to hike it this year versus like some other time later. So today's my birthday. I'm turned 42 years old. My biological mom died in her sleep at the age of 43. So I wanted to accomplish my goals before I got to that point, because I also don't know how much longer I have either. So that was kind of why I chose to do it this year versus later, because I don't even know if I have a later. So now I'm out here and I'm like, if I fall off this rock ledge and die, then I just shortened my life instead of extending it. And so that also kind of plays a part, if I'm being honest. But I haven't really told anybody out here that. But it's something I definitely mentally struggle with. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. I don't have enough cell phone service or whatever, cellular, whatever, to try to find a flight out of here. And my husband isn't awake yet, but I'm going to try to book some flights in and get home. So everyone have a good day. I'm sorry I let you down. Here's my calloused hands. Yeah, fun stuff.